about 5 a.m. It's just a normal Saturday morning. I've been up since 3:15. I've gotten a good bit of work done, finished my morning routine, and I just finished my morning cardio. I had a bunch of calls this week, and it just really gave me a new perspective into a lot of you guys' lives. I onboarded some absolute killers this week. I'm talking about these kids are about to be absolute dogs. And you know, I usually don't work with anyone under the age of 18, just because they're not serious enough yet, and they're not willing to have enough skin in the game financially to really transform their life. I find it crazy when people think that they're gonna completely transform their life, become a brand new man, and they're not gonna invest anything like for free. They're just gonna all of a sudden come across that. You have to invest, whether it be an extreme amount of time, because if you want to do it on your own, like I did, you have to invest years and years of time, tears, sweat. You've got to sacrifice relationships. You've got to sacrifice events. You've got to sacrifice experiences, all of that. And if you want someone to teach you the implementation of extremely disciplined habits, a bulletproof mindset, if you want someone to teach you how to get in the gym and transform your body physically and use that training to transform yourself mentally, you've got to be willing to have some skin in the game and invest. And if you're not willing to do that, do you think that you're actually going to make the sacrifices necessary to go through all the shit to change your life? No. So the people that think that they can just magically inherit some new life and some new mindset without investing anything, life doesn't work like that. You have to tell life, I'm willing to sacrifice this part of me, whether it be financially, because money's just an exchange of value. Money's an exchange of value. If you haven't figured that out yet, you got some other learning to do. But that's what it is. So you are exchanging small amounts of your time for large amounts of other people's time so that they can make your life better and set you up for more success. And I learned a lot about the people that watch my videos this week. And most of you guys know where you lack, and you know that you need to get better, and you're willing to make the sacrifice, and you guys are going to just kill it. But the few people that think, I talked to this guy. He was willing to let his family continue to suffer from his shit habits for a few $100s. If you have a family and you cannot invest a few $100s to transform your life, you're a pussy. I don't care who this makes upset. If you, as the leader of your family, as a husband, as a father, cannot invest a few $100s in having accountability and getting a program to get your life on track, I feel terrible for your family, big dog. And you should feel all the weight of that burden on your shoulders. That's a really sad fucking position to be in. You're fucking 25 years old and you can't stop smoking weed, playing video games, and you barely even have a job, and you've got a daughter relying on you, or you've got little mouths to feed, and you're still playing video games and smoking weed like a 15-year-old? Do better, bro. You can either do better or you can get bitter. Get better or get bitter. Which one's it gonna be? Which one's it gonna be? Y'all gotta stop thinking with this scarcity mindset. Stop thinking what if this happens? What if this happens? All your brain can conceptualize is the idea of it happening. It doesn't know whether you're thinking about it negatively or positively. If you're always thinking, I'm not going to be able to pay my rent this month, I'm not going to be able to pay my rent this month, even if you are complementing that with, what am I going to be able to do to pay my rent? Your brain doesn't know that you're trying to figure out how to pay your rent. It just thinks, I'm not going to be able to pay my rent. I'm not going to be able to pay my rent. And you are going to manifest that reality. Stop wondering how you can save more money and just start making yourself make more money. Don't think about, how can I budget better? Think about, how can I just make more? How can I think abundantly about your situation? This is gonna sting a lot of you guys, because money is a really painful topic and subject for a lot of people. It is. But when you break it down, it's an exchange of value. And you've got to relearn what the fucking Matrix has taught you guys when you're just plugged in. Every single day you're plugged in and you're fucking charging, bro. A lot of these people, when I go into, I stopped at Starbucks yesterday. I didn't get any Starbucks, but I was with one of my boys, and he was getting something for his girl. And there's like a 50-year-old dude working at Starbucks, and we're talking, we're like, dude, these motherfuckers are plugged in. And this kid I'm with, he's 21 years old. He's making like 60 grand a month. And we're talking, and we're just like, dude, these motherfuckers are plugged in. And I'm like, dude, how do they do it? How do they go to work every day and they're okay with it? And you know what I've come to realize? He told me the potential I see in others isn't real potential because they're okay with living that life. Some people are okay with punching the clock and working a 9 to 5 because they know when they get home, they can turn their brain off and plug back in. They can consume, eat shitty food, smoke weed, jerk off. They can do whatever they want and go back to work the next day. I'm not built like that. And that's why when I say I don't have balance, it pisses a lot of you guys off. There are four things that completely turned my life around. And my life is built upon these four pillars, these four lifestyle pillars. And as long as they are in place, I am unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. And everyone that implements these becomes unstoppable when they have accountability, when they invest, when they put some emotional investment, skin in the game, into learning these lifestyle pillars, their life only gets better exponentially. It starts with your mindset. When I completely turned my life around, when I was smoking weed every day, excuse my language, just fucking a lot of bitches, like doing shit I shouldn't have been doing at a young age, just constantly trying to fill the void, pleasure, just pleasure seeking, chasing clout, chasing friend groups and popularity. When I got sick and disgusted of what I was doing and where I was headed and the fact that I was wasting my potential, it started with my mindset. You know what I did? That one night, I decided, fuck this, I'm not doing this any longer. I'm not smoking, I'm not doing any of this any longer. I sat down and I wrote a reorganization page. I sat there, and I still have this page. I'm going to put it up on my YouTube for you guys tonight, maybe this morning. And I labeled it reorganization, and I just wrote every single thing down. I inverse operationed. That was a bad way to put it. It was an inverse operation. I wrote everything in my life that I knew, and I was honest with myself. Here's the key. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to look yourself in the mirror. Don't hold back. And you got to tell that little bitch that you're going to be honest with yourself. Don't sit there and justify and be like, well, I do this because. The beginning of your growth starts when you can look at yourself and not justify why you are partaking in the shit that you're partaking in. And you can realize and you can say, that's not good for me. That's not moving me forward. That needs to be cut out. I need to cut it off at the source. That's what I did. And I wrote down every single thing, even if it was something I really wanted to do. Even if it was something I felt like I needed. Oh, it helps my anxiety. I do this because of emotional trauma. All that bullshit, all those little bullshit excuses that you make, I threw them out the window and I wrote down just a list. It was probably 2 pages long on this little notebook. And then I took everything that would stop me from reaching my goals and everything that was taking away from the man I wanted to become. Oh, I forgot to say, before I did that, it helped me to envision who I wanted to become and where I wanted to go, because then I was able to quantify what traits would take away from me getting there. What things am I doing right now that will guarantee I won't get there? And I just started writing them down. And I started writing them down from the root. And as I was doing this, I was looking around my pigsty room. It looked disgusting. And I was like, where did I go wrong? How did I get to this point? There's clothes everywhere. It wasn't like some like disgusting, like, you know, fucking like one of those people's houses from My 600-Pound Life. It wasn't something like that, but it was still gross. Like clothes everywhere, even if they were clean. I didn't even have the discipline to put my clean clothes away. I would just throw them on the floor. What fucking imbecile, what degenerate can't take a moment to fold their clothes? And if you're gonna hop in the comments and be like, oh, well, when you get to baller status, you'll pay someone. Sure, whatever. Sure. I wasn't. I was like 15. And so as I'm writing down this list, I also realized I need to clean up my room. And I was like, what can I start adding to this list that will hold me accountable every single day? So one of the things I still do to this day is I make my bed every single day. And I'm just going to tell you guys what worked for me. The key to this is, if you're being completely honest with yourself, it will work, but you have to find what works for you. And if that means starting by copying someone else's, that's fine, but you have to tailor it to your exact situation. You don't have to make your bed every single morning to be successful and to become disciplined. But for me, that's what has worked. And the fact that I've made my bed every single day for years now and have not missed, even when if I sleep in a hotel, if I sleep at someone's, you know, if I'm visiting family, company, anything like that, I'm making my bed every single morning. It's starting my day with routine, and I make sure that it's pristine. It takes me 2 minutes. But the wild thing is, when I started making my bed, it genuinely felt like a task. It was like a laborful task. I had to use my brain and think about doing it because I had never done it, and it felt difficult. That sounds crazy, but it felt difficult. Now I wake up and I'm half asleep at 4:25 in the morning, because that's the time that I usually wake up, is 4:25. I don't wake up any later than that, but sometimes, like this morning, I'll wake up at 3:15 because I've got more to do. But I'm basically still asleep, and I'm making my bed. Everything is perfect. And then I sit down instantly to my journal and I start knocking off my checklist, but it takes me like 30 seconds. It's not even a task anymore. I don't think about it. My body just instantly goes into that mechanic of making my bed and then drinking my 32 ounces of lemon salt water. And then I sit down and I journal a whole entire page. And I've done that for years. I've got years worth of journals. And then I go outside and I do my 50 push-ups and I come back inside and I get in the freezing cold shower and I get out of the freezing cold shower and I either go straight to the gym and do cardio. I drink coffee first, my black coffee, or I sit down at my desk and I instantly engage in work. Instantly. The more you can minimize the amount of time between when you wake up and when you start accomplishing tasks that are going to move the needle forward, the more successful your day will be. So let's retrace. I started with my mindset. I wrote out a sheet of every single thing that I was doing that would stop me from my goals, and I wrote out a sheet of everything that I could, all the mistakes that would keep me from reaching my goals. And then what did I do? Inverse operation. What do I need to do to avoid that? Simple. I'm going out and I'm partying. Okay, set myself a routine where I go to bed at this time and I wake up at this time, no matter what. Done. I'm smoking weed every day and doing lots of drugs. I'm not going to smoke weed. I'm not going to partake in ingesting any substances or anything that is going to alter my state, because I want to be in a sober state. Even though genetically I feel a little blessed because I could still get a lot of things done when I was partaking in those things, I'm not at 100%. Why would I not want to be at 100%? I want to optimize. So I drop all the vices. I drop all the bullshit. And you people acting like, well, I'm addicted. I was addicted to nicotine from the age of like 12 to 17. There we go. I fucking cold turkey. I quit. Instantly. Done. I was smoking weed from the age of 13 or 14 all the way up until it was way harder to quit that for me. But when I truly decided in my head, I'm going to quit, I quit. Completely. Have not smoked weed in 18 months. Are there people that smoke weed that are still successful? 100%. But when you are trying to completely change and alter the course of your life, you want to take out anything that is holding you back or making it harder for you. I still worked harder than most people around me, still went to the gym, I was eating like shit most of the time when I was smoking, but I still put in work. I still had a job, went to work, went to school, still did all those things. But was I able to output 100% effort? No. So that's another thing with my mindset. I want my mindset to be 100% dialed in. Not happening. Well, I won't smoke, and I haven't. What's the next thing? I'm going to clean my room. Deep clean my room, because your environment, your living, whether that be your living space, your apartment, anywhere that you are, your office, your desk, is a reflection of your mind. Clean my room. I always would have to clean my room every few months, and that was really hard because it was always super nasty. I've not had to clean my room once since that time happened, because if I get something out, I put it away. I keep everything tidy, so I never ever have to clean my room. It's the same with my car. So I'll have to vacuum out, like some dirt or something occasionally, but I never have to do a deep clean in my car, because if there's trash, I instantly take it out before I get out of my car. If someone spills something, I instantly clean it up. I don't let things build up to a clutter, because that is when you have to do some big old task to take it down. If you build the habits, it becomes routine. It's a system. You don't have to worry about it. And that goes for everything in your life. So that is another thing I did for my mindset. My space, my environment was clean, and I didn't use my head as a filing cabinet. I wrote down everything. I had a journal for everything. I've got a journal for my business, and I've got a lot of these things online, but for me, if I'm writing it down, it means so much more, and it is ingrained into my brain. I've got a journal for my business. I've got a journal for all my clients. I also have, a client file list for my business that I keep all my clients in, but I like to write them down. I know them all by name. I know their height, their weight, what their body is like, the training program that they're on, what they're doing on a day-to-day. I monitor everything. It's a system. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with the results. I hold myself to a higher standard. And that's what you guys have to realize, that this is a teachable state. Discipline is a skill. Consistency is a skill. I see people in the comments who are like, you've got to be born like that. Some loser this morning, he was like, people who are extremely disciplined are only because their parents taught them to be. That's bullshit. That's a cope. That is a cope. It's like people saying, I can't make it because I was born into a poor family. My guy that I was with yesterday, my homie, he was poor as fuck growing up. His dad beat him and shit. Poor as fuck. That kid is 21, making tens of thousands of dollars a month. That motherfucker's balling. He don't make excuses. He does not make excuses. Be real with yourself. Develop the mindset that the rest of the 3 pillars can sit upon as a foundation. Next came my habits. I dialed in my mindset completely. I set my course. I set a routine to optimize my thinking, make sure I'm thinking clean, and I'm thinking in congruence with my vision. That's my mindset right there. Habits, boom. My routine. This is the next pillar, is your habits. You've got mindset, habits. Morning routine. Every single day. And then I have a little nightly routine. The less amount of things that it is, the better. If you're waking up and getting after a 3-hour routine and you're not getting any work done, you're not making progress. My morning routine takes me about 20 minutes. And I wake up earlier so I can get it done. I don't know why I'm snapping fucking so much today. But 20 minutes. I wake up, like I said, make my bed, walk over to my checklist, 32 ounces of lemon water, write in my journal, go outside, morning video. I put it on Instagram with a little whatever's floating around in my head to motivate my guys that follow me. And then cold shower, boom, I'm done. That's it. Yeah, I do things in the middle, like as soon as the sun comes up, like fucking 5 hours after I wake up, I'm getting sunlight in my eyes. I'm not on my phone. I've got social media blockers and stuff, so I only get on Instagram for that 5 minutes where I post my morning video, and then my social media is blocked again. I'm just doing work. I'm engaging in work. I'm thinking. I'm plotting the week. I'm plotting the day. I'm managing clients' things while everyone's asleep. I'm getting ahead because I'm sticking to my habits no matter what. It doesn't matter what happened the day before. It doesn't matter if I lost money. It doesn't matter if my business were to fail. It doesn't matter if I posted a video and it didn't do good. It doesn't matter if I'm getting a bunch of hate in the comments. It doesn't matter, because the next day, my habits stay the same. And as long as I stick to my habits, I shall progress. It's inevitable. It's impossible for me to not progress when I stick to my habits. My habits are built on top of an unbreakable mindset. You guys don't understand that, everyone tries to justify their weakness in my comments. Do you think that it's just easier for me to wake up at 3:15 than it is for you? Truthfully, bro. Do you think I've got some special power? Because I see all you little pussies being like, well, what time do you go to bed, huh? Isn't that counterproductive? It's easy for you to say because what? It's still fucking hard for me. You know what the difference is? I made a commitment. And I'm not gonna lose, bro. I'm not gonna fucking lose. Keep commenting on my shit. Boost the algorithm for me. I'm just balling more every single day. You know why? Because I'm helping motherfuckers. I'm truly helping people. I'm pouring my heart out and investing into people. And I'm holding myself accountable no matter what. Yesterday, my eyes felt like they were bleeding. Because I was so tired. I still did the work. I still got done what I needed to get done. I still poured out into others. I still held myself accountable, and I still got the fuck up this morning at 3:15 a.m. Even though I was tired, I had a sore throat, I had a runny nose. I know I've been talking about that for the past few weeks. If you know about, I got my spleen removed when I was younger, when I was like 14. That's kind of what started my personal development journey. I used to race bikes and I got stabbed in the stomach, had my spleen removed and everything. I get sick in the winter. So no, don't DM me and be like, the reason you're getting sick is because you're waking up so early. No, that's not at all what's happening. I'm extremely healthy for someone who has lost their spleen and doesn't have a spleen. The cold showers and the waking up early actually makes it better. But don't think for a second that I'm just feeling great and happy and enthusiastic all the time. I'm not. I am a human. It hurts me too. I get the negative thoughts too. But I just simply elevate past it. Last night I'm sitting there and I'm having all these negative thoughts like, I'm moving out in 8 days into my apartment finally because it was finally vacant. I'm excited about that. But I just start having the negative thoughts. It's like, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? And I'm like, and I stop myself. It won't. And if it does, I will simply adapt and I will overcome. Simply. There's no, oh no, what's going to happen to me? You have to think with an abundance mindset. If I start thinking, oh, I'm gonna feel terrible in the morning, how am I gonna combat it? I just sit there and I'm like, I'm gonna feel terrible in the morning. So what? I'm still gonna wake up. Who cares? And then when I wake up, don't feel great. A lot of days I do. I feel fucking good, but most days I don't. When that alarm goes off, I'm not just like, wow, yippee. I'm like, fuck, another day. Let's get it. Let's get to the money. Let's help these people. My guy's counting on me. I got to get up. I'm not worried because there is so much fulfillment and so much joy that comes from the sacrifice that I give. And when I see just one person who comments a whole paragraph on one of my videos or sends me a DM, a whole entire paragraph about how I've helped their mindset, it's all worth it. It's reinforced that it's all worth it. That only comes from the mindset and the habits. How do I elevate then? Again, it's the nutrition. This is the other part of the equation. Nutrition and training. Mindset, habits, nutrition, training. Those are the 4 elements. Those are the 4 pillars that will completely change your life, no matter what your circumstances are, no matter what you are going through, and no matter what you want to achieve. It doesn't matter if you want to be the esports gaming champion of the world. It does not matter. You still have to set your mindset and develop it. You still have to create and implement habits that reinforce victory. You still need to monitor your food. Track the food that you are eating, because eating shitty processed foods will instantly drop your vibration. It will drop your frequency. You will start to feel bad. You will start to think negatively. But feeding yourself good fuel that is nutritious, that is good for your brain, that is healthy, will elevate your frequency. Not overeating keeps you in a slight deficit of being hungry. You're alert. You want to conquer. You are on the hunt still. If you're just always eating past being full, no wonder you're lazy and you feel like shit. You just consumed 300 grams of carbs from a fucking jelly donut, and you're like, why can't I focus? Are you serious, bro? Are you serious? The nutrition is going to benefit your physique. 80% of your physique, how you look and how you perform, comes from your nutrition. If you are not tracking your macros, people have it so twisted. They think it's going to be some huge, large, insane task to track your macros. If you come to someone like me, I will show you how to simply do it and how to track it in my app. And it's just like that. Boom. Macro cheat sheets. I've made these tools for you guys so that you can reach it easier. I've done the work for you. You just got to stick to it and eat the food that you're supposed to eat. It's easy. The hard part comes from not wanting to stay consistent. You make it hard on yourself. The more you do it, the more your brain is like, wow, I like this. This gives me good results. I feel amazing. Let me keep doing it. And you are rewarded. You are rewarded. You guys you don't want to go through the shit for a little bit. You got to be willing to eat the shit before it starts to taste gourmet. But if you stick to it, it's going to be tasting real nice. It's going to taste gourmet eventually. And that's a metaphor to life. Everything's going to be great, but you got to be willing to give some of yourself. You have to be. No one wants to do it because they're like, oh, this isn't worth it. I didn't know it was going to be hard. They go for a week and then they mess up and they're like, well, I ate like shit yesterday. Might as well eat like shit again today. No, that's where it all goes wrong. If you mess up, commit to doing better the next day. Get right back on track. Every man will veer off of his course a little bit. But as long as you've got mindset, habits, nutrition, and training, you'll realize, oh, I'm steering away from my goal. Let me get back on track. Boom, the next day. And then you're back on. Consistency. The more times you do that, your brain's like, all right. Felt awful the day that I went off of my, when I didn't track my macros and I just ate crappy food and I watched Netflix all day. Plugged into the Matrix. Felt awful when I did that. Then the next day, I reverted right back to my mindset, habits, nutrition, and training, and I felt great again. And your brain's going to be like, wow, I was putting myself through uncomfortable shit, and I actually felt the most comfortable by doing that. I felt a state of peace and joy because I was actually making something of myself. Isn't that crazy? You feel inner peace when you're not laying in your bed scrolling on TikTok all day. The reason your brain feels like it wants to jump out of your skull is because you're put on this earth to conquer. You're not put on this earth to lay under your heated and weighted blankets and scroll on TikTok. You're not. That's bullshit. Productive activity is the greatest defense against depression, against anxiety, against a feeling of loneliness, against a feeling of despair. And if you have mindset, habits, nutrition, and training, you never, ever will be lost. You know exactly what you have to revert back to. You know exactly what you have to revert back to. You've got your systems. It's like magic. It is literally like magic. No matter what happens to me that tries to veer me off course, right back to my systems next day, and I'm like, wow. Just had like a terrible day yesterday, and I feel great right now. You know why? Because I went right back to my systems every single time. Like it's without fail. I even though I felt like ass, instead of going to McDonald's, which I don't even crave any of that bullshit anymore at all. All I want to eat is red meat and rice, dude. That's all I want, and some fruit. But instead of going and coping by eating, I stay on track with my macros. I don't want to go to the gym. I go to the gym anyways. I train hard, and then I get home. Wow, I feel amazing. No one has ever gone to the gym and felt worse after. Never. Not once. Not once. I was talking to this guy yesterday, really cool guy. I was gonna onboard him onto my coaching, and we're talking, and we started talking about he does more like content and stuff, and we're talking about how it's almost backwards. When you really don't want to do things and you make yourself do them anyways, you almost end up feeling better afterwards and having a better experience while doing it, even though you didn't want to do it. Let me elaborate. It seems like the days when you really want to go to the gym and like you're craving to go to the gym are the days you would have the best workout. And yeah, maybe sometimes it's really good, but the days that I don't want to go, I really don't want to go, I don't feel good, my body doesn't feel good, those usually end up being the days when I have the best workout, because I pushed myself to go, and once I get in there and I start getting a pump, it's amazing, and I feel wonderful afterwards. Wonderful. I don't feel like sitting down in front of this camera and talking. I don't feel like doing that shit. I don't feel like having loser ass 40-year-old dudes comment on my video when I know their life sucks. I love having all my guys that are supporting me comment. That shit's great. I love it. It's amazing. I appreciate you guys. I love every one of you. But I don't want fucking Jimmy Bob, who's 40 and still lives with his mom, being like, wait till you have to go through what I went through, kid. Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay? Get better. Get better. But I don't feel like doing that. But I do it anyways because I want to serve. And I want to offer myself as an example for as many people as I can. Some people are not going to like the stuff that I say, and that's all right. Some people are not. You know, I don't make content for people that want to be average. If you want to be average, if you want to just remain just a normal guy, you know, and you want to just consume some entertainment, go watch fucking Bradley Martin talk to you about, you know, putting all your money on sports betting. Go listen to him sell you on that or something. Don't watch these videos. But I make videos for the killers. And you might be a killer right now. You're just lost and you need someone to guide you. All the information is on the internet. Everywhere. You could probably find everything I've said probably somewhere, said indirectly or somewhere else. All the thoughts are coherently, already existing in the universe. People just put them into their own unique ways and unique perspectives. What I teach with my business is the implementation. But I live it every single day. And the results are obvious. The results are obvious, and my clients become absolute dogs. And when I get on a call with them, that's what I do. I only accept a few people a month because I want it to be intimate, and I want to be able to tailor exactly what they need to reach their goals. Most of the people I get on a call with, I'm like, dude, it was wonderful to meet you, but you're just not a good fit, because I can tell they're not willing to have skin in the game, and they're not willing to sacrifice what it takes. But as soon as I get on a call with somebody and I know they're willing to sacrifice, and I bring them on, we get them onboarded, I know they're gonna kill it. I've got this kid, he's 17, and he's an absolute dog. This motherfucker texted me the other day, the day after Christmas, and he was like, bro, I missed my wake up, all this stuff. But you know what? He understands. He's not going to take that loss and not go to the gym. He still went to the gym. He's still going to eat good. Even if he doesn't feel good, he's going to make himself get back on track. He's going to make himself get back on track. He knows who he is. He knows I'm talking about him right now. He's a dog. It takes a mentality, and it takes sacrifice. But when you implement the 4 lifestyle pillars, the 4 pillars of man is what I call it in my coaching business. Mindset, habits, nutrition, and training, you become unstoppable. This world is manipulatable. Not in a negative connotation, but you can arrange your circumstances the way you want them. And you're not just going to think yourself into that. That shit's fake. By taking extreme action and extreme ownership over your situation, you can change your circumstances in your favor. But you have to have a system that works without fail. You have to develop your mindset. You have to develop your physique. Because your physique is an exact representation of your internal state. It all works together. We don't go to the gym because it's some look at me, I'm ripped thing. The reason I post my thumbnails showing off my physique is because it attracts people to click on the video, and some people are like, you're insecure if you need to post that. No, bro, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. It's a representation of the work that I've put in. You're insecure because you're not willing to put in the time that I've put in, bro. Stay fat, bro. Stay mad. Doesn't affect me. You don't rub off on my mindset at all. Nothing affects my mindset. But when you implement those 4 pillars, they create a foundation in your life that is so substantial that nothing can crack it. Nothing can. I wish you guys all the best. I hope you had a wonderful holiday with your family, and I hope that if you don't have anyone to celebrate the holidays with and to celebrate the new year, that you just revert to good habits and you continue to work towards your success, because you will reap what you sow. You will. There are universal principles and they cannot be broken. You are compensated tomorrow for the sacrifice, for the work that you put in today. And if you continue to stack that work, if you continue to stack the habits, if you continue to build a mindset, if you continue to work towards the best physique you can have, if you continue to elevate towards the highest version of yourself, you will reach the goals that you are shooting for. It is inevitable. I absolutely love every single one of you guys. My app is almost done. It's going to be done by the end of this week. I've got some more resources to upload. Everything's going to be out by February 1st. That is a guarantee. I'm moving into my new apartment on the 8th, so the content is just going to be coming absolutely crazy. I'm extremely excited. DM me on Instagram. I got a couple hundred more followers this past weekend from YouTube, so that makes me, it makes me feel really good on the inside. But guys, stick to it every single day, and you will accomplish what you set out to accomplish as long as you put in 100% effort. Your frequency is what you frequently see. Create yourself. Create your lifestyle. Create your environment in your mind and work towards it with relentless intention. I love all y'all boys. In a world full of pussies, stay aggressive.